Hello everyone, welcome again. Hope everyone is doing well. A long time, it's been like ages since, it feels like it's been ages since I spoke to you all and I've done this live session. Thanks to the long gap that we've had. And I'm sorry I joined a couple of minutes late. I just had some troubles connecting, through mobile. So I had to switch back to our old mechanism of webcam. So probably, hopefully from tomorrow I can come back on the mobile view with a bigger view so that you can see me better and you can also interact with me better. But how was everyone? How was your weekend? How was Diwali? I hope everyone had a amazing Diwali, or Deepavali for people from the south. At least, I hope it was good. I hope you had a good break, and you should be back to work today, back to markets, and markets did have a very good day today. And we spoke about this last week that even in the newsletter that I sent out, I did mention that we have taken support properly and we're going to head higher from here, right? But I didn't expect us to move directly today. I thought we'll take a couple of days before we break out and head higher. So that's what has happened. We kind of moved one day earlier itself. You see that hammer candle there. That's a nice long hammer candle, and that's a very good breakout above the previous high. So we've now made a new swing high, right? So this was the previous swing high. So we had the high swing high there, the lower high, and now we've crossed the previous lower high. On the hourly time frame, on the daily time frame, again we are back up. But again, remember we have a major resistance around 18,340, 350. If you're able to cross 18,340, 350, that's when we're going to have some really good moves in many of the stocks, right? Also, some of the individual stocks also have done well. So I think overall it's a good market again, and we should see some good moves from here again going forward. Now, before we get started, so a lot of you have been asking for Discord, right? So start a Discord channel or Discord server. So finally we've created our own Discord servers. So we have our own Trendline Investor Discord server, Discord channel. Now I know a lot of you would really not be aware of Discord, but I think it's a thing which is really catching up very fast, and I want to test it out and I want to see how it works. The good thing about Discord is we can have multiple groups for different aspects, with different objectives, and we can target and we can focus on a few groups where we actually want to do something really helpful. So I feel Telegram is a little bit not two-way, but here it's both two ways. In fact, if I start a thread, you can comment on the thread. It's all in a single place, and we can probably have differentiation between the objectives that you're going to have. So we can have a FNO group, we can have a cash stock group, we can have an investment group, we can have all kinds of groups, right? So it's not like Telegram where everything gets lost. You can also install the Discord on your mobile. It's easily accessible, and also I'm planning to be more active there than on Telegram going forward. But let's see how it works out. I don't want to directly switch you all from Telegram to Discord. So the links will be posted shortly. So in case you haven't checked out Discord yet, once the link is here, you can go and check it out, and you can try Discord, try and log in, and you can start asking questions there. You don't have to really ask on Telegram anymore. And Telegram, you don't have really I find it a little difficult to use Telegram. So let's try out Discord and see how it works. So otherwise, let's get started with today's views. So starting with Nifty. So Nifty had a very good close, as I said, and we've broken out from a very short-term resistance, right? So that was a very major resistance. So this morning we actually had a massive gap up. Then that gap up got sold. We came all the way down, filled that gap, and then we started heading higher. So again, it was a pretty easy day to take a trade. In fact, you were bullish. You could have just taken a trade when it broke out from that point or that point also, right? With the stop at days low, and you have made a very good trending move today. And I think definitely we have bottomed out in Nifty, and now that's how you confirm, right? So once you have a short-term breakout, a higher high on the hourly charts and daily charts, then you confirm that we have now made a bottom. Definitely that's a bottom in place, right? Also, Bank Nifty also looks fantastic. Bank Nifty also looks amazing. In fact, if you see, we kind of had this this trend line reversal, and we are about to break out. So once Bank Nifty strength kicks in Bank Nifty, then Bank Nifty also is going to see some really good moves. So both Nifty and Bank Nifty are back and bullish. So you can hold a positional trade also in Nifty and Bank Nifty, and it can actually do well going forward as well. Okay. yeah, so that's the view on Nifty for today. And let's look at, so yeah, for tomorrow for Nifty, what you can primarily do is, so since we have broken out a major resistance, so you can still continue to be long. Find a stop loss. Right now we have run up a lot, so right now the stop loss can be around 18,040 levels, 18,030 levels also. You can go still long. We've had a breakout in the last 5 minutes, nice consolidation breakout. So I think tomorrow we might open with a gap up probably, but don't buy the gap up. Wait for a pullback, or wait for a small consolidation and then enter, and then you can buy that, buy Nifty and go long. So for shorts, I'll not look at shorts for now. I'll look at longs until we don't come back below 18,000 levels. I'm not going to look for shorts. Let's look for longs, and let's see if the markets go higher from here. So that's my Nifty view. Let's look at our portfolio. Our portfolio did okay-ish, not great, but we were up 0.76% today, and we've added Rolex rings today. So Rolex rings did give a very good move of all the stocks, and even J&KBank gave an excellent move of 5.5%. So J&KBank is definitely our winner for now. So we have 3 winners. I mean, not 3 but 2 basically. Blue Star Co and J&KBank are the 2 biggest movers in our portfolio, and they've moved really well. So overall our portfolio is doing decent again. We are up 5% since we hit our low. In fact, we did a complete rejig of a portfolio, and we've had entire new stocks, and on that portfolio we are up 4.5%. So that's something I think that's good. And so we can have some pyramiding plans done going forward, right? So we can switch. So Morupan and RCL have the lowest holdings, and Jubilant is not really doing well, right? So we've added more, but it's not really going higher. So in case you want to kind of do a shuffle, we can think of selling off Jubilant Industries, Morupan, or RACL, or club Morupan and RACL depending on which moves. So we have an event coming up in Morupan. So in case Morupan moves tomorrow, then sell off RCL and add on to Morupan. Or if RACL moves, sell off Morupan and move to RCL. So the levels, we look at them shortly, but that's the plan that I would have in case I was trading in this portfolio. So Blue Star has had a very good close, so we're kind of forming a very good resistance on top. So we can also add more of Blue Star if you want. So 1050 is the level you have to watch out for. So if you see 1050, 1049, so we've had continuous rejections around that point. So definitely 1050 above. If we head tomorrow, then you can also pyramid Blue Star, right? So we have 24% portfolio, 24% weightage. So if you see here, we have around 18% weightage. So we can bring that up to 25%, right? So in case tomorrow Blue Star heads about 10,050, you can also sell off, RACL or Morupan and kind of add RACL's money to Blue Star. So make it, 25% of overall portfolio. And also the same thing can be applied to J&KBank, but J&KBank is just going one way up. It is not consolidating like Blue Star. Blue Star has been consolidating for almost 5 days, but if you see J&KBank, it is just going one way move up. So I will not buy more of J&K at this point. I'll probably wait for it to consolidate and then add more. Okay, so the pyramiding plan for Blue Star is about 1050. You can add 5% more and make it 25%, and then you can leave it there. Okay, so Morupan, we're waiting for results probably this week sometime, but even here you can take a small risk if you want to, I will not do it because we can still go sideways for some more days. So I'll wait, but you can still go ahead. We had 4 days, almost the same candles. So 52.2 is the level that you see. We're kind of rejecting again and again. So 52.5 is probably a level that you can keep and, add more. But remember, you have to trail your stop loss. So at this point, I don't want to trail my stop loss because it's too close. So there's still a chance that it might come back again down. So probably I'll wait for it to, move some more higher, and then I'll probably look at, trailing, adding more to Morupan. So for now, Morupan also is out for me. So J&K is doing pretty well. It's going really well. So let it go, let it wait for consolidation, then we'll add more. Now, we added today Rolex rings. That is purely because, I saw a breakout there around that zone, but it did not really hold that breakout. It has come down completely, but it had a good volume day today, right? So I still think that this can head higher from here, and it can actually do well. Now, meanwhile, the Discord link, is there. So go ahead and click that Discord link and join the Discord group. Again, if not a lot of people are joining there, then we have to rethink the strategy. So definitely go click on that and install the app on a mobile, and this one, and all the chart updates will also be posted there. Okay, so yeah. And next is RACL gear. RACL gear is still going sideways. So here again, in case it goes above 560 tomorrow before Morupan does, then I'm going to add more of RACL and sell off Morupan. Okay, so we are going with what the market's telling. And remember, RACL is an uptrend, whereas Morupan is still in a downtrend, right? So Morupan will obviously reverse at some point, but in terms of chart structure, RSL has a higher probability to go higher than Morapan, right? So that's how you have to look at. Ambika Cotton had an excellent result over the weekend, but yeah, it didn't really do well. That's when everything is obvious, some things don't really happen. So I think it still go higher. It's still in a very strong uptrend. Our stop loss is around 2030 levels. We'll keep it, we'll hold it. There's nothing to pyramid yet, and let's see where this goes. Okay, last one is Jubilant Industries. Again, going sideways. I think this also should move higher soon, but I'm not selling it off yet. I'm going to sell off only Morapan or RSL gear. We'll keep Jubilant Industries for some time. We'll see where that's performing because we have a decent position size. I won't really disturb it. And in case it doesn't do well after a week or so, then we can look at it again. Okay, otherwise, I think some of the stocks that I'm looking at is Kaplan. I've taken a position in Kaplan today in a personal portfolio. So it is kind of reversing. It has broke out. It's kind of reversing from that point, you know, and it's an excellent company fundamentally. So I think it's just going through a consolidation mode, and it might end very soon. I'm just waiting for that day. But I've taken a position today, so you might also want to consider. The stop loss here is 800 levels for me. So 800 is what you can keep a stop, and you can go take a position. So next is Tribhuvan's TBZ to keep it short. I think it's kind of reversed. Results on the 11th. So you probably need to wait for the results, but I think it's going to break out in a couple of days. So it's kind of did a complete retest, you know, around that zone. It's kind of reversed from that zone. So I think it might head higher again from here. Fingers crossed. But if you're already having a position, then once it crosses high, you can then tail your stop loss to 85 levels. Okay, Network18 has been a star performer. I'm definitely going to do a video. I'm sitting on a very good 85% profit on the stock. And once I book out, then I'm going to make a video, but I'm going to trail it as much as possible. So for now, you can keep a stop loss, trail your stop loss to 73 levels. I remember I said 68 could be a stop loss, but now you can trail your stop loss 73, or if it's a little aggressive, you can also trail your stop loss to 84 levels or 80 levels. Okay, so, but again, this is a very good breakout. Remember, for me, the next target on the monthly charts is 179 or 180 levels. So that's a very good move. It's going to happen. I'm not sure it's going to happen, but I'm going to definitely trail. I'm not going to book profits, and I'm going to ride this trend as much as possible. Probably it's going to go very well for the next 6 months, 1 year, no one knows. But try to trail it. You're sitting on good profits. It's very difficult to catch a trending stock. And once you catch a trending stock, don't leave it. Try to milk it as much as possible before you exit. Okay, so that's next. Gravita looks very good. It's again probably going to break out soon. Even though after results it came down, last 2 days it's again gone higher. So Rain also looks good. Rain is probably close to a support zone. I feel Rain might also break out soon, not head higher soon. Again, it's formed doji today after a sell-off. Now it's consolidating last 2 days. Now that's a sign of pause. Probably it's going to head higher from here. Fingers crossed. Mirza International has done excellently well. I did post this on Friday, Muhurat day. But if it comes back to 68, 70 levels, then it's definitely a good time to add. But it's kind of had a short-term consolidation. If you see premium charts, still consolidation going on. Now, in case you want to add a short-term trade, you can still go ahead and add about 83 levels. The stop around 78 levels. So that could still work out. But the chances of hitting stop loss is pretty high still, right? Because that's a very small stop loss. So just keep that in mind. A few of the stocks you can look at my watch list. You know, Minda End is excellent. It's looking very good. It's been there in my scanner since the trendline reversal there, and it's looking very good. It can break out tomorrow. Watch out. This could be an excellent stock in the short term. Okay, or even for some time. Few other stocks. Dawat is kind of consolidating again, close to a trendline reversal. Dawat. It's also about to break out. So again, you know, you can add this above 75 or even a current market price. The stop loss around 63 levels. Okay, so these are some of the stocks I'm looking at. Thyrocare also is looking very good, right? So if you look at the log charts, it's kind of consolidating and reversing from a trendline support. Also, it's a horizontal resistance, right? So it's confluence. Anuras has kind of moved above 820. Remember, we had a GTT, but we cancelled it because others got triggered. But Anuras again looks good. It did have a very good move today, but it kind of came down. But I still see some strength. Probably that's the first strength that we've seen. So buyers, there were too many sellers probably, and that's why it came down. But I think that's the first sign of buyers coming in. And again, you can still add this above 820. Go ahead if you want. And Motilal Oswal also looks very good. If you see, it's just going sideways since many days now, and it's probably time for this also to perform. Now these are, if you see most of the stocks, all trendline reversal stocks. SHKL could also be discussed. You know, in spite of the down day, I said that this is probably looking good and this can head higher, right? So also one of the stocks which can do well. So these are stocks that I'm looking forward to. So whichever performs, add them, and whichever doesn't perform, kick them out of your portfolio. Okay, so I hope you've joined the Discord channel. So if you have not joined yet, go ahead and join, and you can you know, see my updates there as well. Okay, so let's look at your stocks. Probably need let's keep it short today. I just need to do something else. So let's keep it short and I'll finish it quickly. Okay, and then we can move on to let's move on to your stocks now. So Rolex rings, I've given my views, Piyush. You can take a fresh entry, just keep a stop loss. Union Bank, PNB, I think entire PSU banks look good. You can take a position, right? So here stop loss is around 44, right? For Union Bank, it's looking very good on charts. You can take a position. PNB again, PNB it's not done really well, but you can take a position in PNB, keep a stop around 40 levels. So if it goes below 40, then it's probably going to go short term. But yeah, 40 is the stop loss that I'm looking at in PNB. But these all are, the entire PSU bank is looking good. That's the reason I'm saying you can buy PSU banks. So some might do really well, like another bank is just going up and up. It's been 50% up in just a couple of months. But yeah, not every stock will move like that. So try to find stronger stocks and be in them. Okay. Rishi is asking, ADCL moves 20% up today. What happened next? I have no idea what will happen next. If it moves 20% up today, then probably it's good strength in buyers. It's an uptrend, strong uptrend. So hold on. No one knows what will happen next. Okay. Hey Dinesh. Hey Vignesh. Stormcat is asking me on MTR Tech and Vocard. I think Vocard has kind of bottomed. Definitely, it is close to a strong trend line. Support. If you see, I've drawn this here sometime back, and it's kind of reversing again from that same point. So it's a very good risk, so low risk setup. 415 can be a stop, buy at current market price, and we can see targets of 530. And I think we're heading higher. Might take some time, but definitely we're heading higher from here. Okay, again a good setup. MTR Tech has been in a very strong uptrend, so you can still go ahead and buy. Stop loss for this comes to around 1450 levels. Okay, swing high, swing low, guys. It's as simple as that. It's up to whether you can handle the dips and ups. That's all it matters. Okay, Rajat is asking about Cholamandalam Muthoot Finance. Muthoot Finance definitely is looking good. Cholamandalam is looking very good. I think both has given a breakout today. See, there's a nice breakout there. We've had a sideways consolidation, and it has given a breakout. It give a highest closing, and I think the next leg of move up is there. It's going to come now. 550 is a stop here, and Muthoot Finance also had a very good breakout today. We've had an excellent breakout today again, and beautiful breakout. So stop again here can be around 1450. So both are excellent setups. Go ahead and take a position if you want. Hey Sandil, hey Shankar. Thug Life, nice name. You want to start with 1 lakh portfolio, then join me from the next buy, which I do. So just wait for some time. I might add a new position, or from the list of stocks I discussed today, go ahead and take a position. The stop losses all are there in the sheet. Just refer to them and you can take a position. Hey Jake, Aditya is asking my views on Gati. Canara Bank is definitely looking good, right? So there's no question about that. Gati also looks good, right? So it's kind of broken out from the previous highs. Now we made a dip. We made a new high, and again we crossed that high. It's definitely looking good. Stop loss is 130 for Gati, and Canara Bank has been an excellent setup, so it's good. Hey Vinav, no problem. You can always watch my live sessions next day. Yeah, focus on your studies. I think that's more important. Hey Vijay, Network18, is it a good time to enter? Yes, it's still a good time to enter, but just decide your stop loss, right? As I said, just around 73 is the stop loss. So if you can afford that to keep the stop loss 73, 74, or even as close as 83, you can keep the stop loss and take an entry. But yeah, it's too late in my opinion. It's already up so much. But definitely a stock which is trending up, it can head higher. The Tata Power is kind of consolidating there, and I think it's kind of making a short inverted head and shoulders there. And I think it can head higher. Just keep a buy stop over 235 to 237, and if it triggers, it's a good buy, right? So, and the stop is very close, around 200 levels. So it's a very good setup. I think it's just consolidating after the massive move last month, so it can head higher from here. Yes, Dinesh, VIP. I posted the chart today. Just go ahead and look at the chart. VIP is definitely time to buy stop loss. Hey Satish, IDBI Bank, Rishi. IDBI Bank also, yeah, it's also uptrend, right? So it's a beautiful breakout we've had there, right around that point, and it's gone up, it's come down, it's a retest. So yeah, stop loss can be as close as even 49 or even as low as 45. So it depends on you, but definitely it is turning around. It's heading higher from here. So Kumarani has a good question. You have to wait for it to cross above -100, and you want to look for a green candle. Once you have the confirmation, then you can go ahead and buy that stock. An example, take the example of Texmo 5 is a post today, and check when it's crossing above minus 100. That's when you confirm the trend line reversal. And sometimes it might not really confirm, but wait for at least it to cross above minus 100, and that's a good point to enter. Okay. Now let's look at BEPL. Yes, it does still look good. Yeah, you're perfectly right. I'm really surprised, like how there are so many young guys on, who do technical analysis. But technical analysis is actually very easy, right? So it's just lines. You just have to know how to draw lines. But that's a very good entry today that you made. Keep a stop loss on the previous swing low, around 160. But definitely that's a very good entry. It's around a trend line reversal. Okay, Usha Martin and VR Logistics. I think Usha Martin had an excellent move. 6% up today around, I think. Right, it's in a beautiful long-term uptrend. Now, this is why I say don't sell off your winners, right? Not you can have many stocks go like this. You just need to have the patience to hold on to them, and ride the trend, massive trend. Some stocks might go on for consolidation for some time, but then you get additional entries there. So when you get additional entries like that after a couple of months of consolidation, then you add more to your portfolio. It's a beautiful long-term trending stock. It's a good pick. Sagar can head much higher from here. Also, VRL Logistics also looks very good. You remember I posted this back on Twitter in one of the posts of what his name, but yeah, definitely it looks amazing. It's a 6-year downtrend breakout, and it's an excellent breakout, and it can head higher definitely from here. Last week was an excellent closing, and in case you didn't take your positions last week, at least you should have taken it today and keep a stop loss around 360 levels. Okay. Bajaj Holdings forming an excellent structure. Let's look at it. Bajaj Holdings. Yes, it's forming a nice cup. It can head above 5090 above, definitely strength, but it's a beautiful long-term uptrend. Again, I think a lot of stocks, in this entire bull run have given excellent breakouts, and this was a massive head and shoulders breakout, and it's been trending strongly since then. Just continue to hold these stocks, and you might do well. Okay. Atish is asking for Maruti support chart. I don't know what does it means. Probably looking for support. It's simple. Like, you just need to look at pivots, right? It has broken out and it's just consolidating. Support for me is around 7,200, and if it goes below 7,200, then you're going to see some weakness, but definitely looks good. Okay. Reddington, Rishi. Let's look at Reddington. Reddington has been going sideways since many days. Since I covered the newsletter, it's not even going up. So yeah, so it seems like it's doing a complete retest, right? So it's doing a complete retest of the trend. Now it's a typical time correction which is happening in Reddington. Now this is what I don't like when stocks do this. That's why I don't enter points like this, because I know that stocks can do the time correction, and that's really frustrating for me. That's why I enter stocks when they are on trendline supports, and that gives me so mostly by entering around trendline supports, I ensure that I don't give the stock much time correction. There's a very high probability that the stock will start moving. And now I think the same thing is being done by Reddington, right? So Reddington is probably going to come sideways, and probably in the first week of December is when probably it's going to head higher, or it can head higher and then go sideways as well. So yeah, it's just going sideways. Give it some time, it'll head higher from here. Okay. So Adarsh is asking if you do use any time stops after taking positions. So yes, I do use time stops, but I look at for stocks which don't perform for probably a month or so, and if they don't really perform, then I'm out. But mostly for me, time stops don't come into picture because I use trendline reversals. So mostly when I use trendline reversals, the chances are that they head higher quickly. So very rarely do I use time stops. But if you've seen in the case of Birla Soft, right, we exited Birla Soft some time back from portfolio because it was trending in a channel. Now the moment I see such that happening a couple of times, I'm just going to open the Birla Soft chart just to show you that, right? So this was going in this channel back then, right? So it was going here and we exited somewhere around that point, right? So it's been 2 months since we exited, and it's a very good exit according to me, because I did do not lose my time waiting for the correction. So I think I drew that line and I knew that stock wasn't performing and I came out. So yeah, that's also one of the ways to do it. But I don't really use time stops because most of my stocks I enter on trendline reversal. So in that case, you don't have to really use a time stop. So it's up to you. But if a stock doesn't move for 2-3 months, and if you're a positional trader, then sometimes it's okay to exit. It doesn't really hit you much because if you're in profits, it's totally fine. Okay. Okay, let's look at upper industry. Also, try to look at resistances because sometimes you can avoid buying stocks. Like upper industries, we kind of headed there and then it went sideways, right? So upper industry is also looking very good. It is again doing a time correction for the last couple of weeks. I think somewhere here is when I posted. We had that breakout there, right? So it's again doing retest. It can come back here and again head higher. Now a couple of weeks to 1 month, 1.5 months time correction is totally fine. If you're sitting in decent profits or if you're not bleeding, then it's totally fine. So some people might be holding 20-30% loss and they'll keep holding the stock because it's going sideways for months and months. I don't hold really such stocks, so try not to do that. You can save yourself from some opportunities. Yes, don't forget to join Discord, guys. Aditya, no, I'm sorry, I don't give my views on intraday ITC. Maybe I'll give a positional view, but intraday I'm really bad at intradays. I am not an expert, to be honest, and it takes a lot of courage, as I always say. So yeah, there is some resistance around that point, right? So it has broken a short term, this one, and there is some resistance. I don't think tomorrow, if you have a gap up, then probably we can break that and go higher, but I don't see it breaking it so easily. It might take a few more days before it heads higher, but tomorrow, yes, if it's able to cross about today's high and if it's able to sustain in the first 1 hour, then you can see targets of probably 240 levels. Okay. CUB, yeah, CUB, that's why I moved out of CUB, right? So if you know, I sold off CUB when it was here and I moved that to money other stocks because the stock is just starting an uptrend and the other stocks are moving well, and this had a massive sell off. So yeah, you can keep holding it. I think it's just a couple of weeks. Keep a stop around 60 and hold it. It will do well. Okay, Tata Motors, Rajat, is very good. It's forming a pennant. A lot of updates on Twitter. You can look at them. But I think, yes, it's just going sideways. That's a proper time correction that's happening, right? So just give it some time. It can perform well. Or if you want to be safe, then enter above 511, 512 levels, and then probably you can look for higher targets. Okay, but a good move is coming, Tata Motors. That's all I can say. Hindustan Zinc is bottom of channel. Let's look at it. Hindustan Zinc. Vallabh has a question. So I'm just trying to get the charts, right? So it is consolidating, but definitely it's close to a major support, right? So definitely you can consider adding it. I don't see it's a perfect channel, but yeah. So this massive candle on the 18th of October is a problem for me, and also it's just going sideways, right? So don't enter right now. Enter above 330 levels. So that 330 is that point there. Enter above 330 probably, and then you can keep a stop around 310. That's still a very small stop, 23 point stop. Can do well, but right now it's just going sideways probably. Okay, Amit, you can add TBZ now, but keep a stop loss of Friday's low, I presume, or 85 levels. You can add right now. Definitely a good point to enter. Keep a stop around 85. It can do well. It's my expectation. So yeah, it might not do well also. Right now we're going with, you can check the risks on the sheet. Everything is there. So it depends. I think right now we're going with still 0.5% risk. Couple of stocks have 1% risk. It depends on how you're adding and when you're adding. So most of our stocks we added when the markets was down. But going forward, if my portfolio heat is coming down, then I'll again increase my risk and add more. Okay. So yeah, there's one more question from Rishi. Univastu. I've not heard of the company, to be honest. Is it even a company? Okay, it is. Again, a strong uptrend. It's going high. Nothing to be worried about. Hold on. It can do well. My views on Paytm IPO, I don't give my views on Paytm IPOs. IPOs, definitely, I don't give my views. They're just too small a lot size, to go and put money and get stuck. But it's up to you. If the subscription numbers are good, go ahead for listing gains. Otherwise, I don't really subscribe for IPOs, to be honest. But if the subscription numbers are good, like 10x, 15x, 20x, 30x subscription, then apply at the end of the day, just 15-20 minutes before the IPO ends, and you might have some listing gains. Otherwise, yeah, I don't really invest. That's my views. So I think I've answered all your questions, guys. So I'll leave you here. Don't forget Discord. Lights. I'll try to post a couple of charts, especially for positional trades, and also we can have a lot of chat regarding fundamentals, technicals, newsletters, anything that you have. I'll be more open to discuss because it's on my laptop, so I can just open my laptop and really respond very quickly. So I'll leave you here. Thank you. Stay safe and trade safe. I'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, take care and bye bye.